Hello and welcome to this all-new edition of the Fairfax Sports Report. I'm your host, Monika Moore, and as usual, I'm delighted to be joined by some of the top sports writers from around the region. Paul Frommelt from the Fairfax Times, Phil Murphy from Digital Sports, and BJ Koubaroulis, a contributor to the Washington Post. But before we get to all the news from this past week, we want to thank the folks that helped make this program possible. First of all, our good friends at CCI Screen Printing for all of your screen printing needs. Also, you can see all the photos that we use on this program at www.fatboyphotos.com. Special thanks to Craig Sturbutzel. You can get copies of this program and all the games we broadcast from around the region at www.pressboxvideo.com. Also, check out our website where you can see our Video Vault feature with highlights and interviews, and become a fan of the Fairfax Sports Network on our Facebook page. Finally, don't forget to send us any story ideas, news, or notes that you have that you want to share with us. Well, before we get to football, a couple of news and notes we want to share with you from around the region. First of all, congratulations to the Westfield golf team. They are your 2009 Concord District Golf Champions. They edged out Chantilly. Now, of course, Westfield and Chantilly considered to be two of the top 5 teams in the state. It was a very important event for them because only one could advance to the region tournament that will be Westfield on October 6th. And speaking of golf, congratulations to the Madison golf team. They are your 2009 Liberty District champions. They went undefeated during the regular season with a record of 9-0. They won that event with a score of 600. And finally, we definitely want to point out what a big day it is for the Edison Field Hockey program on Friday. They square off against Hayfield, and of course Hayfield's coach is Lauren White, the former Edison Field Hockey player. She was in the class of 2005. Edison is coached by her mom, Ginger White. Well, let's jump right into football, and we'll start with the Concord District, showing you what the standings look like after this past week. And you see the lone undefeated team there, Robinson. We'll talk about their game later on in the program, but the other team getting a big win in the Concord District this week was Oakton. You see the standings for the rest of the schools. Let's jump right into Oakton's game. Of course, they were rebounding after their loss to T.C. Williams last week, that 15-9 loss, and had a very impressive win, as you're going to see there, against Annandale. And guys, what really impressed me about this game was how quickly Oakton came out. They scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, Jimmy Boone connecting with 3 different receivers. So guys, Joe Thompson had to be really happy with the way his team came out to play in this ball game.
All right, guys. Hi, Paul Frommelt with the Fairfax County Times and the professor Phil Murphy from Digital Sports. And I agree, that's just Joe Thompson coaching up his kids. Coming out after a loss, don't hang your heads, come back out, get fired up, and that's exactly what the Cougars did. And Phil, one thing that interested me was Jimmy Boone, first-year quarterback. I mean, he's really coming to his own 4 games in.
Absolutely, and I wrote in my preview that Oakton barely has back-to-back bad weeks. And by the way, thank you for the new nickname. I seem to get a new one every week. Yeah, but we expected this. Oakton came out. We knew they were going to play strong, but Annandale, a very well-coached team. This team every year seems to be in that 6-4, 7-3 range. So these are the games that are kind of coin flips for them. I called it impossible to predict, so I didn't. And I'm glad, we picked that on the show. We'll get to that later. But we take a look at the highlights. Oakton was just outstanding in this game. Paul, what are your thoughts on Oakton receiver Andrew Ledgood?
He's good.
I prefer Andrew Led better, actually. This is a 26-yard touchdown reception from Jimmy Boone in the first quarter. Put Oakton on the board immediately, 7-0. Later on in the frame, after a Luke Willis 25-yard punt return, here's Boone again dialing up Ray Goins this time. Perfect touch on that pass, 19-yard touchdown connection. And 2's good, 3's better. Going back to the house, Jimmy Boone in the shotgun. This team's already up 14-0. Going to make it 21-0 by the end of the first quarter as Jimmy Boone finds Matt Chandler. He's on pace for 368 yards, 12 touchdowns at this juncture. He would cool down. Second quarter, 21-0, still to Oakton, and Melvin Robinson. Everyone loves watching this kid. This is why. You just throw it up there. He outruns everyone. 74-yard touchdown. He's going all the way to the checkerboard. King me. 74-yard touchdown for him, 21-7 to Oakton. Now, third quarter, Ricky Adams is looking Melvin Robinson's way again on the night. Ricky Adams, 8 of 15 passing, $156, 2 touchdowns, and throwing this corner out. Actually went over the wrong shoulder, but Robinson adjusts. That's why every D1 program in the country wants him. 21-14 at that juncture. Now, check this play. You see the bottom right. Annandale had too many men on the field, so this punt, which they recovered, they actually had to re-kick. Luke Willis returned the ensuing kick 29 yards. Ray Goins hits a pair of field goals. Oakton takes it 27-14, paced by their 21-point first quarter. Paul, you just saw the highlights. What are your thoughts?
Oakton's a good team. That's a team that I personally did not know much about heading into this season because of the fact they lost so many players, and then I saw them win their opening game against Madison. I'm like, okay, well, Oakton's a good team. I'm not quite sure. Those highlights just showed me that Oakton is a very good team, an offensive threat. And with the way the Concord District is this year, with some teams looking at Westfield having down years, teams like Robinson, Herndon at the top right now, I like Oakton's chances.
It's something I would have liked to see from that game is for them to finish a little better. They only had 6 points after the first quarter. Now, granted, that first quarter was incredible. They really gave themselves some breathing room. But after that first period, Jimmy Boone was held to just 67 passing yards. So this team really did well, but if they're going to contend in that Concord District, teams like Westfield, Chantilly, and especially Robinson, who we'll talk about momentarily, they're really going to have to finish it a little bit stronger, but a great outing from them. Great for Jimmy Boone and company to bounce back. He's become the focal point of this team, as the quarterback always seems to be at this school, but congratulations on the win.
All right, Monica, that is one down. What else you have for us?
Well, after a quick break, we're going to jump into the Patriot District, and BJ Koubaroulis is going to have a special treat with some visiting players on the Fairfax Sports Report.